I did recently give into peer pressure myself. I got one of those carbon monoxide detectors you hear about. I gotta admit, man, it did explain a lot about the last few months. Answered a lot of questions I had, like, why am I always dizzy? What's that hissing sound coming from? Why'd my canary die? What's going on here? I thought I had a snake in the room. I guess in hindsight I should have figured something was wrong when I put my key in the front door and turn it, the whole house rev like an engine, but doesn't have to make sense. I had a gas leak, that's right. But growing up, I had a very sheltered childhood. Growing up because I lived in a home. I come from what they call a broken home, which is ironic because my parents were carpenters. I was kept in a crawl space as a baby. As a baby, I was locked in a crawl space. I mean, a crib, technically, still sad though, I was a stillborn baby. Parents didn't want me, stillborn, baby. That's right, and that's why we're here today. I grew up to be a gifted child. I was a gifted child growing up, gifted to an orphanage. It's okay, though, I got taken in by a couple that couldn't have kids of their own. And the cops took me back because technically they weren't allowed to have kids of their own, it goes. While I was in their care, though, they homeschooled me, schooled me from home, hence the term. So growing up, my education was a little different than yours, in minor ways. For example, in my science class, when I learned how to dissect a frog, I also learned how to stuff drugs in its body, sew it back together. So that's not the only thing they taught me, come to think of it, But no, things are good for me, man. Don't worry about me. Things are on the up and up. I've been living in a mobile home. Got a little mobile home I'm living in, Yes. My car, technically, but still mobile, Which does explain the engine thing from earlier, come to think of it, You might be thinking, now, Jeff, how the hell did you get a gas leak in a car, I don't know for sure. I have one theory, though. So you got a hose hooked up to the exhaust that feeds back in through the window, right? Oh, I'm the only recycler in here? Is that what's going on, man? You see those prices, they keep going up. My gas stays the same, buddy. Come on now. In lighter news, I found my lighter. Gonna go back to smoking in my car in no time. Yes.